Hey guys, it's Paulina Chavez from Ashley Garcia, and I'm going to be baking an apple crumble pie, so come bake with me. Alright, we're going to be making this pie in 3 parts: the crust, the crumble topping, and the filling. For the crust, you're going to need 1 1/4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 stick cold unsalted butter cut into cubes, and half a cup of ice water. In a big bowl, you're going to mix in your dry ingredients, so that will be the flour, the sugar, and salt. And with the fork, you just mix in the dry ingredients. Alright, this is the fun part. You're going to get a little messy, your hands dirty. You're going to get your butter, dump it into the bowl, and then rub the butter into the flour with your fingers until pea-sized pieces form. Alrighty? Let's do it. And you do this until the chunks of butter are pretty small. Alright, now I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, now that your flour looks clumpy like this, you're going to add in your cold water, but you have to add it gradually, so I'm going to add it 1 tablespoon at a time. And then you're going to mix with a fork. Tablespoon number 2. And again. Okay, once your dough looks like this, that means it's ready. It's crumbly, but once you get your hands and squish it together, it becomes the dough. Alright, here I have some plastic wrap so that we can put our dough in there, wrap it up, seal it, and put it in the fridge for a little bit. I remember the first time I made this pie, I accidentally put the dough in the freezer instead of the refrigerator, and it was so hard to roll out the dough, so I had to put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds. Not fun, so please put it in the refrigerator. Alright, so my mom's making brisket tacos in the background, but this is what you're going to need for the crumb topping. 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup light brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 stick of unsalted butter. Alright, now I'm going to use the same fork that I used for the dough, and we're just going to mix the dry ingredients. Ooh, it smells so good. Alright, you're going to get your hands dirty again. With 1 stick of butter, you're going to put it into the bowl and you're going to rub it all together with your hands. And in my opinion, it's okay if the butter is a little clumpy. When you put it on top of the pie, it just tastes so much better with the butter clumps. And now we're going to put this in a smaller bowl and pop that in the refrigerator. Now we're going to be making the filling, and you're going to need 3 to 4 apples, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and a bowl. Alright, so I chopped all my apples up, and I used an apple cutter, but make sure to have a parent to help you because it's very dangerous, and I also used a knife to chop them up into little squares. And now we are going to add in all of the ingredients that we have. Alright, so I'm adding the butter, the sugar, brown sugar, flour, lemon juice, cinnamon, and salt. And now we're going to get our handy dandy fork and mix them all together. Now that we have the crust, the crumb topping, and the filling, it's time to assemble the pie. But before we do that, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that our oven is preheating, we're going to roll out the dough, and make sure to put some flour on your surface so that the dough doesn't stick. And clean the surface, please. You don't want your mom getting mad. Okay, I'm going to start rolling it. Wish me luck. It is a workout. I'm letting you know now. Before we try rolling it out and putting it on our pan, we're going to spray it with some cooking spray. Now you're going to grab your pie pan / dish, and you're just going to roll it on top. And if it didn't completely fit, just grab your dough and stretch it a little bit. And you're just going to press your dough down into the pan. Once you have molded your dough into the dish, you're going to take a butter knife and cut off the excess dough. Using a fork, I'm just transferring all the apples into the pie. Okay, so now we're going to put the crumb topping on the top, making sure all the apples are covered. We're going to put this delicious pie into the oven. Please be careful while doing this. Ask for a parent's help. And all we have to do is wait 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I took out my pie from the oven, and this is how it looks like. Our pie has cooled off a bit and you're ready to serve it. So this is the pie and I like to serve it with some ice cream. Thank you guys so much for watching and baking with me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to watch The Expanding Universe of Ashley Garcia on Netflix.